Hey, welcome back to another episode of Sun City Real Estate. We're deep diving into all things about real estate, and today we're going to learn about home inspections. We have Cesar Mendoza here from PillarToPost telling us why it's important, how much it costs, how long will it take, and if it's really important to do one home inspection before you buy their house. My name is Tirso Galindo. I'm your host. You can call me Mr. T. So let's get started. Cesar Mendoza, thank you for showing up.
No, thank you for the invite. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, thank you. All right, so for our first question, what does home inspection entail? Why is it important?
So I believe a home inspection is very important for the home buying process. So the way I think about it is if you're buying a new house, if you're buying a new car, kind of similar, you still want to test drive that car. Make sure it works right, it works for you, same thing. Now if you're buying a used car, now you really need to get it inspected, right? We recommend inspections for even new homes. We find a lot of things wrong with them, but very, very important. It gives you leverage and some other things that we can talk about.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Keeping our family safe and make sure everything is squared away before we sign the dotted line, it has to be perfect. Now, what does a home inspection entail? Like, what do you check when you do a home inspection?
So here in Texas in particular, we have a list, and you can find it on the track website, and we inspect all the way from foundations all the way up to the roof. And basically we check plumbing, HVAC, electrical, appliances. There's a long list of things that we do check. So you can expect a very detailed report of everything in that house.
Okay, so you go check all. You have your list by trick rules. You go do all the checkings, and then you provide the client or the customer that same report, right? Now,
Right.
you don't share that report with the agent directly. You give it straight to the customer.
So usually we share the report with the client, and if they're being represented with a realtor, we do send that report to them as well.
Okay, well that's really good to know. Now, here is the next question that most listeners are on the top of their mind. What's the price?
Okay, so price about inspections, it varies, and so it depends. If we go for the average house, under 2,000 square foot house, and it's fairly new, you're looking at about $300, $350, $400. Now, there's a lot of things that can change that price. So which package are you choosing? Are you adding any services like termites, sewer scopes, irrigation systems, things like that are not included in the regular inspection? And so also size has a lot to do with it, and age. So if the house is older, obviously it takes more time, and a lot of different companies do it differently. We have a little charge, and I believe it's like $30 for houses that are 30 years or older, all the way up to 60. And then more than 60 years old, then I believe it's $60 or $80, can't remember, but it's an added charge for the regular fee. So you're looking at within 300 and 500, that's a good range for pricing. Now I can tell you, I've done inspections for big houses with a lot of added services, and they're more than $1,000 for an inspection on a big house for sure.
Okay, so you really don't have to get all the services
Right.
that entails, because sometimes home inspectors will sell up some services to make it a bigger pricing. Mm-hmm. So, but if you don't mind me saying, I think in my mind, the only added service that you should get is the termite inspection, correct?
Right. So termite, and that depends. New construction, obviously, most of the time they don't need it, and it's not needed. They're usually good. Now, if it's an older home, termite for sure. Here in Paso, we have a lot of problems with termites, and they're very destructive. So that's important. And it's also one of the cheapest services that you can get. So usually under $100, you can get a termite inspection. Now, if you start adding other services, like for example, sewer scope would be important if you're buying an older home. So 70s and older home for sure gonna have a different type of plumbing and different type of sewer lateral line. That's what we call it. And so you're looking at metal lines that rust from the inside, and that's something you cannot see. So a sewer scope will run you a little bit under $300. And I say a little bit because it varies. If you get a different package, you get a different pricing. But under $300, you can get a sewer scope and scope that line. And if it has any problems, it can potentially save you $8, $10, $12, $15,000 if you need a whole new lateral sewer line. With the sewer scope, what I see is investors, they usually order it because they don't want, they're striving for a certain ROI, and there's nothing that they want to have it go wrong. So they order the sewer inspection, $300 or $295, and they make sure that that's going to be working properly. And I see it even on fairly new homes, but definitely 70s, 80s, and older houses, a sewer inspection is important. So yeah, it just varies. You're getting a lot of value for a few $100s. Yeah.
Okay, see, and that's good to know. That's great for the customer. That way they don't get sold or add-ons the things that they really don't need to. So always to make sure to ask them a lot of questions.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, for our next question, how fast is this process usually take?
So the typical inspection, let's say it's a new house and it's an average size 2,000 square foot. You're looking at a little under 2 hours. Now in 45 minutes, we can be in and out, and you'll have the report within the hour after we're done. Now, of course, if we have an older property, 30, 40 years old, and you're looking at now close to 3 hours. And if it's a bigger home, a big house, then you're looking at 4 hours. And then if it has a crawl space, has an attic, or if you added some other services like termites, like sewer scopes, thermal imaging, that's another one. It adds more time. So my average, I would say it's about 2.5 hours. Some of them I finish them in an hour and a half. Now a little bit quicker because we're working as a team. We have a new inspector and we're working as a team. So that speeds up the process. So we now can go both into the house, inspect everything, and make the process a little bit faster so you can have the report faster. For sure, that same day, just an hour or so after the inspection, we'll have that report. So it varies. I think the longest inspection I've done, it's a little bit over 4 hours. Big house, crawl space from the 1910s, big attic, and sewer scope and termites and the whole 9 yards. So it was a little bit over 4 hours. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fast and well, not fast and easy, but it's fast, and it's in a great amount of time. So that way you don't have to prolong the closing date.
Yeah, no, and keep in mind, inspectors are required to send that report within 24 hours of inspecting, provided that it has been paid. If it hasn't been paid for, then we're not required to send it. But assuming it's paid, 24 hours, we send it within the hour after the inspection. So let's say you book for the 9 o'clock appointment. We're done at, let's say, 11:30. Around noon, you'll have the report. So that still gives you the whole afternoon to work on whatever magic you guys do, negotiating, getting quotes, etc., so that you can get some leverage while negotiating. And you don't have to wait till that night or even next day. So I think we provide a lot of value doing that.
Okay, that's perfect. Now, I can see you're talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? What's your experience in this industry?
Right, so I've been doing inspections for almost 3 years now. I've done over 1,000 inspections. I don't have a specific number, but I know it's more than 1,000 at this point. I can tell you that it's not easy, but with background in construction helps. Doing your own renovations, knowing how things work, it helps a lot. Also, just general knowledge of engineering principles, I think that helps. I'm a mechanical engineer. I graduated almost 10 years ago now. Never worked as an engineer, but that helps a lot. It just gives you a lot of knowledge, and you make sense of things, and also you tend to keep up with the changes in construction, which they change every couple of years. They're changing everything, and they're changing codes, and we keep up with all that. So the amount of education that it takes to become an inspector is a lot, but you can also go beyond that and get more training so that you can provide a better service.
Okay, so besides the franchise training that is being provided to you, you have life experience, work experience. You have the knowledge from the degree in college. So it makes you, in my eyes, highly qualified for this type of job. So that's great. That's what the clients wants, customer wants, right? They want someone they can trust, someone that can have a straight quote, and of course, it can have a timely process that is not going to be prolonging days and days and days. Okay, well, that's great. We're going to take a break, guys, so make sure to stay tuned. I'm going to hand off to my brother, Johnny Rodriguez, so he can show you off the Palo Verde Homes that are in for sale. Stay tuned.
Hi, welcome to Palo Verde Homes, one of Paso's premier new construction home builders. They're an 8-time Builder of the Year award recipient, and where attention to detail and quality of their homes is an absolute must, and it shows throughout their homes. Come in and check them out for yourselves. Look at the quality of this. Oh, hey there, welcome back. Check out this mixtape. This is old, apparently, but that's about how long Palo Verde's been building homes since audio cassettes were around. They've been building for 17 years. They got 3 architects on staff, 5 engineers, and just look around. Look at the quality. Let me know if you have any questions. What do you think? Pretty cool, huh? And that's just the video. If you come see this home in person, you'll be more amazed. Any information you need from Palo Verde Homes to tour any of our over 7 model homes throughout the area. Palo Verde is building throughout the whole city of El Paso. You name it, we'll probably have it. Many lots to choose from and many floor plans already, as well as incentives and things that you can get. Please give us a call or give me a call at 915-861-8144. My name is Johnny Rodriguez. You can find me on all the social media at Johnny Rodriguez Realtor. Thanks guys for stopping by.
All right, hey, welcome back to our episode. We're almost about to be done, but before we wrap it up, I have 2 more questions for Cesar here.
All right.
First question is, can the buyer or real estate agent go with you during the inspection?
Absolutely. So, talking about the buyer first, I encourage the buyers to be there. I like it when they're there. We can explain things a little bit better. But I understand that some realtors don't like that interaction. And I think it's because of previous interactions with other inspectors that maybe tend to be alarmist. So we are very well trained on just staying in our lane. We don't step on your guys' lane. We leave that job to you guys. So we're there to report on the property and the condition of the property, and no more. But inevitably, if the buyer shows up, they're going to ask us the question, would you buy it? They're always going to ask us that question. And we're not going to answer it. Because we don't, I mean, if you think about it, it's impossible to answer that question. Are they investors? Do they have construction knowledge? Maybe they're plumbers, electricians, and they can fix everything. I don't know. So we cannot answer that question. And then as far as agents, I do work with a lot of offices that actually send me their new agents, and just like a training. So they're with me for 1 or 2 inspections, and they learn a lot, and they like it. And I like it too, because the inspection tends to go a little bit quicker. I'm inspected, and I'm talking about the inspection, and they learn a lot. So yeah, absolutely, they're all welcome. But ultimately, it's up to you guys and your experience. If you feel comfortable sending the buyer with us, which you should.
Yeah. I also like it when I advise the customer or the client to be during the presentation, during the home inspection. But most of the times when the home inspection are being conducted, it's during the work hours. Right. So for that, my solution for it is I record the video. You know, like as I walking through it, if it was my house, I ask the questions. I try to show as much as I can. That way they can know what's going on within the future home.
So we do a similar thing, not a video of the inspection, but after I'm done with the inspection, I record a short video, 2-3 minutes, and just a quick summary. And a lot of our agents that send inspections to us, they love it because they're anxious, right? They're waiting for that report. So before we send the report, while I'm finishing it, I just do a quick video, hey, this, and that, and we're good. Or you know what, we do have a problem, and then they get the report. So we do that, and that's working pretty good.
Okay. Wow, that's actually pretty great. So you heard it, agents. So if you want a honest in-home inspector with a good pricing, great summary of reports, and a video summary that's going to help out your clients and yourself to understand what's wrong and what's going on with the home, call Cesar from PillarToPost. But before we leave, one more question.
Okay.
Give us a pro tip.
Pro tip. Okay, I'll have 2. One for buyers and one for sellers. One for buyers, when you go to the house and when you walk in the house, turn everything on. Get your hands on everything that you can. Move things around, close open doors, watch every single wall. We'll do that too, but you can find a lot by just a visual opening and clicking on everything, turning everything on. For sellers, when you're selling your house, there's a lot of things, and we do have a list, an actual document that can prepare you to sell your house. And one of the things that I find all the time is locks on the electrical panels. When we find them, we cannot inspect those panels. So we would not send the report without a proper inspection. So what we do is we call the agent, and hey, we have a lock. Can you call the listing agent? Maybe we can get it removed, or maybe the keys are somewhere. So far they never find the keys. So I have a bolt cutter, break that lock, and we can get it inspected. And other than that, water heater, HVAC, everything needs to be accessible. Inspectors are not going to move furniture to get to the water heater. So if it's in the garage, a lot of people store things in the garage. So just move it, make room for us to at least walk to that door and open it, or close to the water heater, so that we can inspect it. We would hate to damage somebody's personal property by moving it, so we tend not to move stuff around just to protect their personal property.
Okay, well that makes sense. That makes sense, and there's great tips for both sellers and buyers.
Thank you.
All right, well that's all we have for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in and listening to our Sun City Real Estate episode. Here with our special guest, Cesar Mendoza from PillarToPost. You can reach him to his social media. What's your social media?
Yeah, all platforms, PillarToPost, Home Inspectors, the Mendoza team.
Okay.
You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of them.
All right, so there you have it, guys. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you on our next episode.